to introduce our 4 panelists here. Now, you already know who they all are, I hope, because you've read the materials. And I personally always get uncomfortable when I go to an event and the MC then just goes and reads out the stuff that I've already read on the website anyway. I kind of think, what's the point? So what I'd like to do instead is I'll introduce our panelists by asking them a leading question, which they can tell us a little bit about themselves. Also, to make my life easier, and hopefully to make your life easier, there's a strategy that I use, which some of you will be familiar with if you've seen me speaking before, and it's a method of pigeonholing our speakers in such a way. Because I don't know if there's anyone else in the room, but one of my favourite bands in the 1990s was the Spice Girls. Alright? Yeah, some of you are nodding and smiling, I know.
Not many.
No, not many. Oh, don't you deny it. You've got that cassette hidden under your in your glove box. The reason why is they were very easy to remember. We had Baby Spice, we had Posh Spice, we had Sporty Spice, and now I can't remember them. I think there was 1 or 2 more. Scary Spice. But it was easy to remember who was who. So what I've done is I've kind of developed our own little Spice Girls panel here, Spice Boys, where we have Gerry Mussett from Sprocket, who's kind of like our designer and design exporter Spice. We have Jarmal, who's our American lawyer advisor Spice. We have Mark, who's our entrepreneur interpreter Spice. And we have Matt Tett at the end, who's technologist, tester, global entrepreneur, uncorruptible Spice. That was my favourite. Yeah, and I think everyone's happy with that. Yeah, because as the joke goes, no one's Old Spice. Boom, boom. So to get the ball rolling, I'd like to ask Gerry a question. Gerry Mussett of Sprocket Design. Now, you're not just an exporter of design products to China. You're actually exporting design experience. Tell us a bit about that.
Is that working? No. Yeah, basically a bit of a hybrid. We're a design consultancy. We started out and exporting design services, and we have a manufacturing component of doing interactive technology products. Pardon? Can't hear.
No, I can hear James.
That's because I just got a booming voice.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So as I said, we're started as a design consultancy, but then slowly moved into manufacturing on interactive technology stuff. Then got engaged somehow in China, selling some of our design services, and now set up in China selling our products then to the Chinese market. So we set up a joint venture. I don't know how much you want me to go on about, but we set up a joint venture in China to manufacture our designed products for the Chinese market, and then from the Chinese market then to export those to USA and to Europe from using China as a base for that, while still also designing and manufacturing the interactive technology products in Australia with Australian manufacturers. So it's kind of a hybrid.
Are you helping them embrace design principles, or is most of the design still happening locally?
Locally in Australia. Yeah, most of the design still kind of happens in Australia. I mean, Chinese design's got a fair way to go. I lecture at some of the Chinese universities there to, give them some sort of assistance on improving. We've got a couple of designers there who are coming on pretty well. It takes a while. I mean, it's a cultural thing as well. So we bring them over to Australia, and they stay with us for 10 or 12 weeks, and take them to bars and all those sorts of things, so they get used to the lifestyle that what they're going to design.
Sounds like you have a tough job, Gerry.
It is extremely tough job.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a little bit, some questions a little bit later about the complexities and the logistics of doing something like that. Mark. Now, Mark is one of Anthill's 30 under 30 winners. He's a young achiever, the type of guy that makes most of us sick. Who started his business at uni with only $5,000.
What's the Connect language services story? Okay, so basically just started from uni, saw a bit of a gap in that market because my mum's an interpreter. We introduced some technology and started to automate the process and use translation technology in the background with, but we use professional humans. So basically we help companies, professional translators, because there is machine translation as well, but that's heavily, at the moment it hasn't really developed far enough to rely on it. It's good for little things for traveling and stuff. But yeah, we help companies, expand, culturally adapt their material, on-site interpreting also for meetings, cross-cultural training. The way you do it's probably a good way, take them to bars and stuff like that. We've also got a formal way, so that's about it really.
And what did you do with that $5 grand? Because you started the business with $5 grand.
I put it into technology development, and once we got the systems up and running, we went out and tried to get business.
Excellent. When you said we put it in, I was thinking what year that was. I was thinking we put it in technology stocks, and the market went up. It was all good.
In our own development, yeah.
Jarmal, I had a question for you, and it's a simple one. Let's see if it works as a leading question. You have an office in Spain. Why is that?
Fair enough.
It's the bars.
Yeah.
Back to the bars.
I used to live in Granada and Andalusia. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
So I've got a natural affinity to Spain.
It's the sangria, isn't it?
It's the sangria, the paella, pretty much everything about Spain. I love Spain. Spain for us was an opportunity. My firm, we started in Melbourne about 7.5 years ago, and I've been in Australia about 15 years. Melbourne's actually the city I've lived in longest, whereas I only lived in Spain for about a year. But we had an opportunity to go to Europe, and I'm a big fan of when I pick a new office, it's not based on any extensive analysis, it's only based on things like, do I know people there and are they connected there? So the next office may be in Finland, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be, but it'll be with someone who's well connected in their local jurisdiction. What we do, we basically help people deal with their global legal issues on one side, and then we've got a group of non-lawyers who look more like pencil pushers that help people deal with the numbers and strategy and stuff like that.
If the other guys look like a pencil pusher, what's a lawyer supposed to look like? Yeah,
blood-sucking leeches.
He's smiling. You're also the state president of the Australia-America Chamber of Commerce, AmCham.
I've just become the state chairman.
State chairman
of the American Chamber of Commerce in Victoria, which is an exciting role. I get a chance to deal with some really serious people. So I have to wear suits and ties every day. I've known James for a while, so he's probably seen me in a suit, twice? But now I have to wear a suit pretty much full time. So what we do is we help companies connect at the right times and with the right networks into the U.S., be it government networks from a regulatory point of view or industry networks. So I'm really looking forward to getting involved in that a bit more.